Bible Answers with Dr. Al Garza.
Hi, welcome back to Bible Answers. I am your host, Dr. Al Garza. So today I want to talk about an update on what we're doing with the Hebrew New Testament manuscripts that we have. So as I stated before and in my other videos, we have approximately now about over 4,000 Hebrew New Testament manuscripts. Some of these are complete manuscripts from Matthew to Revelation. Some of them are fragmented, maybe just 6 chapters of John, maybe part of 1 John or 2 Peter. Some are just fragmented with just part of Matthew or just the book of Hebrews by itself. But these are manuscripts that have been handwritten by Jewish scribes, copying or translating the New Testament. So it's fascinating because now that we have these manuscripts, which prior to finding them, they were unknown to even have existed in academia. In fact, a lot of scholars would tell you that they never survived, if they ever did exist, or they were just didn't exist at all. Everything was originally written in Greek, and that's it. Well, now we know these are outdated, academic thoughts and beliefs concerning what we know now about the New Testament being written and translated and copied into Hebrew, as well as even into Aramaic, which we also know. So what we have done is we've gathered these manuscripts together, and I myself and others are translating them. We're formatting them, and what we're doing is for the first time, more of an eclectic translation and comparison where we have textual variants among the manuscripts. So what we might do is we might have an standard English translation and then just modify that English translation based on the manuscripts, focus on certain variants in words that we feel are important, but definitely not exhaustive. We are just just touching the surface. So we have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things that we need to do to update. This is the first edition. In fact, if I show you, we have the first, the Gospel of John here, translated from obviously 11 Hebrew manuscripts. And then we also have Mark, which is translated from 8 Hebrew manuscripts of Mark. So they also contain the variants. We've also added in the books more of a Hebrew translation underneath, kind of more modern, but we've made changes as we've gone through the manuscripts. And then, of course, a transliteration, so you could actually read it for yourself. So if you don't know Hebrew, we took the Hebrew and wrote it into English. So you can see the Hebrew written in English letters. So like the word father, Av or Avi, it would be just A-B in English instead of the Aleph and the Bet. So you can read it A-B, or if it's Avi, so forth. So we've done that with the Hebrew and transliteration, of course, with the English on top, with how we thought it should read and how it should read. Now, again, this is just the first edition. We've got a lot of work to do in creating a second edition, which will be more variants, more important aspects of the manuscripts and the translation within the next editions. So we do have a lot of work. This takes a lot of time. So if you are a supporter and you've been donating, we thank you. I thank you for that support. Most of this has been funded by myself personally. I've been blessed financially to own different businesses and companies, I'm able to put money into this project and get it done. And those who are helping, we do thank you for it. It does make a difference as well. But again, about over 90% I've been funding it myself. So if you want to be a supporter, if you want to help out with the project, any small donation will do, which would go right into this project. And in return, if your donations are a certain size, and we will send you free copies along the way as they get published. So again, this is a lot of work. I'll say I get a lot of questions about these manuscripts, and of course how we're translating them. But basically, these manuscripts show a number of things that support the more traditional view of the first century Jews regarding who the Messiah was. Yeshua Jesus in these manuscripts attest to him as being called Adonai, by the divine name, Yahweh, or if you say Yehovah, or the Tetragrammaton, if you want to say Yod He Vav He, he's called Ha-Adon, the Lord. Divine titles are only attributed to God himself in the Old Testament. He is called Adon and Adoni, and all the different titles and names he is called. He's identified as pre-existing in Paul's letters. From the Hebrew, in which we will reflect when we get these out. He's characterized as the Messiah, as claiming and them calling him by these titles and names all throughout the New Testament, which gives strong affirmation to what we already knew about the deity and divinity of the Messiah, Yeshua Jesus. There is no more debate on this issue in my opinion. So all these non-Trinitarians, Unitarians can argue amongst themselves, because these manuscripts are another witness to what we already have affirmed from the Greek and Aramaic and Latin to all the different texts, but now in the Hebrew language, by different scribal hands who by tradition knew what these titles and names were being applied to the Messiah, Yeshua Jesus. So there should be, to me, there's no debate on this anymore. It's been affirmed. It is affirmed in these manuscripts. Anybody else, non-Trinitarian, or who deny the deity or the divinity of the Messiah pre-existing, can argue amongst themselves, because these manuscripts do not support that view anymore regarding a Unitarian view or a non-Trinitarian view. I'm sorry, but this is not me. This is how the manuscripts read, if anybody even takes a look at them. As I said, he is called by these divine names. He is said to have pre-existed. Paul references in the Ephesians epistles, and also in Philippians. He talks about him existing, past existing, in the very image of God. In the grammatical, going back again to the Old Testament, which I made a video on, which you can look here at my site. So again, other things I get questions on regarding the idea of the soteriology of Calvinism, because I've made videos on them. There's no way, I'll make this statement clear, there's no way you can come to the soteriological view of Calvinism reading these Hebrew manuscripts. There's no way. I know from the Greek you can manipulate or play with the language, but in the Hebrew here, when you get to Romans and other books of Paul and the letters, and even in the Gospels, impossible from the Hebrew manuscripts. So from a Calvinistic standpoint, the soteriological view doesn't exist in these manuscripts. So there are a lot of things that we can talk about, but as we go through this, just be patient, because we are working through these book by book, and sometimes we're going to do collective, like the epistles probably as one volume. I don't know if we can do all of Paul's letters in one volume, but we'll see depending how much is in them. But we have to be patient on this, release them as we get them and translate them. So listen, I just want to give you an update. Again, I thank you if you've been supporting us. Please continue to support us as much as you can. If you buy a book, it does go right back into the project. Any purchases of these books go right there. Any purchases of my books at all go right back to the ministry as well as to this project. So keep buying on Amazon if you can. Keep going to my website, drlgarza.org, to purchase discounted price books of mine, as well as donating. You can go to the Hebrew Institute of Semitic Studies, that is this.org, THISS.org, to see more about the project. Donate from there. But this is a lot of work that we're doing, and we're trying to get it done as best we can. So stay with us on this. Be patient with us. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them here. I try to answer all the comments or questions you might have via email or here at my YouTube channel. I don't shy away from answering questions or having discussions. So definitely keep supporting us. Like, share, subscribe our channel if you can. Help this to grow and to continue to support us. And if you have any questions or comments, list them here. But I want to say thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your time. And keep us in prayer as we continue to build on this project. And so I want to say thank you, God bless, and talk to you soon.
Bible Answers with Dr. Al Garza.